Greetings to aspirants. Welcome to today's current affairs session of Civilspedia. Today we'll be discussing about the global wage report about the Microbiome project and about the human microbiome under a prelims topic and about the recent farmers agitation under the mains topic. So let's move on to our first topic of today, the global wage report. Under this topic, you need to know about the particular report and the organization which releases the report. In this case, it is the International Labour Organization under the United Nations. So let's move on to our topic, global wage report. So it provides an authoritative source of information regarding the wages in different countries of the world, so national and at global levels. And it provides an evidence-based policy advices over minimum wages, gender pay gaps, public sector pay, and the wage bargaining. So this year's version of the report has reports on minimum wages and about the gender pay gaps especially. So something regarding the International Labour Organization. So it draws up and oversees the international labor standards, which is the main objective of this organization. So it works towards providing social justice to the entire citizens of the world, so thereby maintaining peace in the world. So when we speak about social justice, you also need to know about the commitments made by the member nations towards the sustainable development goals. So this falls under the goal number 8, which is nothing but the decent work and the economic growth. Under that 8.5.1, so which speaks about equal pay for work of equal value, be it gender based or be it within the same framework where people do the same work. So ILO is the only tripartite United Nations organization that works towards the labor standards with the help of governments, employers, and the workers in order to shape the policies towards their welfare. So regarding this particular report recently released, it speaks about the global wage growth and about the global gender pay gaps. Under this global wage growth, they have observed slow wage growth in the year 2017. If you see, post the global financial crisis of 2008, there has been a growth in the wages. But in this particular year 2017, slow wage growth has been observed, and they have not taken China into consideration because China's growth is high ahead of the other nations which have been taken into study. So because of this global wage growth, there are income inequalities between the workers, leading to their slow demand and the growth. Because of inequalities, people who get low wages are not able to spend much. So the demand towards purchasing the products is also going low. So on the other end, the rich save the money. So they accumulate the money and they save it, and they also are not spending it. So the money is getting accumulated somewhere, but it's not being roaming freely in the economy. So it is about the global wage growth statistics. And regarding the global gender pay gaps, it has been observed that on a global level, women are getting pay at least 20% lesser than what men get, and especially in India, you see it's around 34%. And the key factors for the discrepancies in this global gender pay gap is the occupational segregation, because majority of the occupations are deemed fit for men but not for women, and gender polarization. So when women take leave for maternal leave, it is being considered as a wage penalty because the company has to bear the compensation to that particular employee. So it's being seen as a wage penalty, whereas for men it's being seen as a wage premium. So this kind of discrimination is there between the men and the women. So this is all about the global wage report. Let's move on to our next topic, Microbiome project. So Microbiome, in Kannada, Meke is called goat, and dhatu is to jump or to leap. So basically it is a gorge. So the goats jump from one side of the gorge to the another. So the place has got the name Microbiome. So under this particular topic, you need to know about what is this particular project about, and the river where this project will be implemented, and in which state, and about the Central Water Commission. So with regards, particularly with regards to this topic, you need to also know about the Kaveri River Water Disputes Tribunal and about the Kaveri River Management Authority. So Mekedatu project has been in recent news because the center has given permission to the Karnataka government to prepare a detailed project report over the Mekedatu river project, which might take some 6 to 7 months of time and be implemented. But there has been mixed reactions towards this project, even in the state of Karnataka and as well as the lower riparian state of the Kaveri, which is Tamil Nadu. So regarding the Mekedatu project, it is a planned multi-purpose project towards generating hydroelectric power and also providing drinking water to the city of Bengaluru. So if you see from prelims point of view, just know what are the dams that are present in the river Kaveri and about the tributaries of river Kaveri. And if you see the dams, you have got Harangi Dam here, Hemavati Dam here, and Kabini Dam here, and KRS Dam here. So Hemavati, Harangi, Kabini are the tributaries of river Kaveri. So they have dams there. And if you see in the main river Kaveri, there are 3 dams, major dams, which is the KRS reservoir, Krishnaraja Sagar Dam, and the Stanley Reservoir are the Mettur Dam in the state of Tamil Nadu, and the Great Anakat or called Kalanai in the state of Tamil Nadu. Now, Mekedatu Reservoir will be built here, which is near the border of Karnataka and the state of Tamil Nadu. If you see, Karnataka is a higher riparian state and the lower riparian state is Tamil Nadu. And you also need to know about this Kaveri Water Dispute Tribunal particular to this topic. So it was formed in the year 1990 towards awarding the share of river water to the basin states of the Kaveri, basically for Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. So just read about the Kaveri Water Disputes Tribunal. So this particular project will also provide water to the capital of Karnataka, Bengaluru. And this project, the entire dam reservoir is 66 TMC feet. So it is almost 75% of what Mettur Dam holds. So it will be located in the Kanakapura Taluk of Karnataka. And now the Central Water Commission has given permission to prepare a DPR report to the Karnataka government. So once this DPR report is prepared, it has to be submitted to the center, to the Kaveri Water Disputes Tribunal and also to the Tamil Nadu government. So the next thing which I told was read about the Central Water Commission and also regarding the Kaveri River Management Authority. So when this award was given by the Kaveri Water Disputes Tribunal in 1991, it has been challenged by the Tamil Nadu government and the other riparian states in the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court came up with a verdict in 2017 and it asked the center to form a Kaveri River Management Authority. So now this will also be taken into this Mekedatu project regarding giving the permission. So regarding the Central Water Commission, so it is a technical organization towards working towards the water resources. Technical organization. So it is under the Ministry of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation. And this commission generally coordinates regarding all those water related projects between the different states. So towards control, conservation and utilization of water resources. For it is also a multi-purpose. Means flood control, irrigation, navigation, drinking water supply and the power development, the hydroelectric power. So it undertakes the investigations, constructions and the execution of any such schemes as required. And it has got 3 wings. If you see, it has got designs and research wing, river management wing and the water planning and the projects wing. So this is all about the Central Water Commission. We will move on to our next topic, the human microbiomes. So microbiomes are basically those community of microorganisms that live in different parts of the body. So it can be a bacteria, it can be a fungi, it can also be a virus and it can also be a parasite like helminthus. So it can also be protozoans which are inside the human body. But basically bacterial population is more in the human body compared to other microbes. So it contains diverse communities of microorganisms. So there was a necessity to study this human microbiome. So as a part of Human Genome Project, working towards Human Genome Project, working towards decoding the genomes, they found that there are microbiomes in the human body which is more than the amount of genomes. So these microbial cells are more than the amount of human cells in terms of ratio. So they have a real significance to be able to be studied. So they help in maintaining the immune system of the body, and they also act as a first line of defense against the pathogens, because still the study is not clear towards understanding the metabolism of breaking down these complex carbohydrates and fats into vitamins. Now studies being carried out under that. If you see, the US government has come up with this human microbiome project way back in 2007, where there were two projects. So the academia and the industry are involved towards doing the research in understanding this human microbiomes. Now the Indian government is also trying to come up with a policy. As a part of it, the Department of Biotechnology is interested towards investing rupees 100 crore towards this human microbiome research in India. So if you see the composition of microbiomes, it can vary depending on the factors such as genetics, your dietary habits, your age, your ethnicity, and also the geographical location in where people are placed. So there can be people in urban population with a different microbiome towards people in tribal population with a different microbiome, because it is also linked to their eating habits and such. So if you see regarding the present status of human microbiome research in India, so there is this National Center for Cell Sciences located at Pune. They have conducted a meta-analysis on the gut microbiota, so on the healthy individual of Indians, and they have found that the Indian gut microbiome is very distinct compared to the world level. And in the future, they also want to see the differentiation between this people living in urban areas towards people living in tribals, because people in living in tribals are not much exposed to these processed foods. They still depend or rely on the nature towards consuming their day-to-day foods versus the people who live in the cities, because they are too much exposed to the preserved foods. So the gut microflora will also vary. So the scientists intend to study the difference between this modern diet and the traditional diet. So with the help of which they want to understand the evolution of the mutualism or the symbiotic nature between the gut microbiota and the host, which is nothing but the human body. So this is all about the human microbiome that you need to keep it in mind. And we'll move on to our main topic, farmers agitation. So under this farmers agitation, I would like to just show a light on the recent farmers demands and what is agrarian crisis. So the fundamental issues or the elements of these agrarian crisis and possible solutions that we can suggest towards addressing these farmers demands in the form of farmers agitation. So if you see then and there, at least once in 2 months or 3 months, farmers are protesting towards either towards the state capitals or to the national capital Delhi to address their demands. If you see some of the common farmers demands that have been put up in the recent farmers agitation, it is to protest against the dominant approach of the center and the state governments towards the chronic problems faced by the community. So they marched towards Delhi in the name of the Kisan Mukti March. Kisan is farmers, Mukti is freedom. So the farmers freedom march was conducted, and they are also demanding to have a 3-week joint parliamentary session to discuss towards the agrarian problems, because they were telling that if GST can be passed in a midnight session, why can't farmers problems be addressed in the parliament? And their main demand is towards waiving of their loans, farm loans, because the financial stress is too much on the farmers that majority of the farmers are committing suicides, and suicide rates is one of the highest in the world. So they want to waive their loans. And they also are demanding to implement the Swaminathan report commissions, which was submitted in the year 2006 in the erstwhile UPA government. And they also want to work towards providing an effective rate of the minimum support price for the Kharif and the Rabi crops, and assured payments to be made on time. So if you see the many farmers coming from different states, and farmers from different states have different demands. So from UP, if you see farmers who have given their crops to the state cooperative sugar mills haven't received their payment, so they want their payment to be given. And if you see the recent Gaja cyclone in the state of Tamil Nadu caused havoc to all the districts, delta regions of the Kaveri river. So if you see the entire farmlands were destructed, the entire coconut lands were, farms were also destructed. So they want compensation towards the paddy and coconut. in the case of Tamil Nadu. And if you see, there are some standard chronic problems for farmers in India. So you need to have an elemental understanding towards the agrarian crisis. If you see the fundamental root of this problem, it is the intense population pressure on the land. So causing the fragmentation of land. So the population is increasing side by side. If you see, before 50 years, even your ancestors might have had a consolidated property of 50 acres, say. So in the meantime, 2 or 3 generations might have come, and the population pressure is also increasing. So if in a family 3 or 4 members are there, the property is equally divided. Thus, it is getting fragmented generation after generation. So now what we have is a larger composition of the small and the marginal farmers rather than the large farmers. And these small and marginal farmers are facing a shortage in money towards their agricultural inputs in the name of irrigation, power, farm machinery, etc. So the entire agricultural process or the farming process is becoming less viable. And apart from this, there are also some constant environmental risks to the farmer in the form of weather. So the weather is always not favorable towards the farmers, because India is predominantly a monsoon-based farming climate. And also the soil fertility, which varies across different geographical regions of India, and the pests and the diseases which are constant risk. And the price of the produce is also very less, because even though APMC committees are there, the middlemen play a great role, so that farmers do not get a proper remuneration for whatever they produce. So these are some of the chronic problems of the farmers. With the help of these chronic problems, you can give your suggestions or improvements towards the farmers. If you see, even in the demands, one of the major demands was towards waiving the loans, which means the government is giving the loans. So it is also something kind of a political issue. So it is also a short-term issue. So such short-term issues are not going to work, because and the government has to come up with a long-term policy, and it should be a viable policy. So if you see, to address this size structure of the land holdings or the land fragmentation issue, people or the farmers of a particular village can operate in a cooperative manner, similar to this the milk dairy cooperatives. So they can operate in a cooperative manner. So again, there will be a problem of socio-economic issues. So this has to be addressed at the community level or the village level. And if you see regarding the farming credit or the agricultural credit system, for irrigation, the government has to work towards providing water on a 24/7 basis. So this can happen only when irrigation projects are being initiated across the entire India towards conserving the monsoon water, because monsoon only like rains for 3 or 4 months in a particular year, but the entire 8 months it is a kind of a drought condition. So with the help of proper water storage facilities, we can address this irrigation issue. And now government is working towards providing a free like 100% power supply to the entire country. And with also regarding to farm machineries, the farmers have to pool and work towards addressing the credit issues. And if you see a constant risk to the farmer, also you can give your suggestions towards addressing these constant risks. So with regards to price of the produce, the government has come up with initiatives such as ENAM, and also towards crop insurance. You can give your suggestions on that lines. And some of the solutions for addressing these farmers' demands are to give an integrated attention towards the pricing, procurement, and the public distribution. So this will at large address the farmers' problems. And the government has also must do policy, like must work on policy with climate change issues in mind, because a drought is also one of the major issue that India is facing, as also given by that special report on the International Panel on Climate Change, where of 1.5 degrees Celsius. So policy must also have climate change issues in mind, and equal attention should be paid to different ecosystems of farming. So this also has to be taken in mind. And the agriculture sector must be based on the farmers' welfare. So this was also one of the recommendations of the Swaminathan Swaminathan Commission. So the agriculture sector must be totally remunerative, because right now it is not remunerative. On the one hand, we have inputs which are costly, and the other hand, the outputs are more, but for farmer, the remuneration is not really profitable. So this has to be worked out with the help of long-term policy, but not with the help of short-term policy, such as giving farm loans or farm waivers towards the loans. So some of the recommendations of this Swaminathan Commission that was submitted in the year 2006 is to prevent the diversion of agricultural land for non-agricultural purposes. Basically, he proposed land reforms, and also to set up a system to regulate the sale of the agricultural land. And one more recommendation was that to increase the minimum support price of the farmers of paddy and rice to 50% above the cost of their entire production, and to rename the Ministry of Agriculture as Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare to show the intent that the government of India is working towards the farmer welfare. So these are some of the solutions that you can give under towards addressing the farmers agitation. With this, we are winding up our today's topic. Please do like, comment and share the video, and please subscribe for Shankar IAS Academy channel for latest videos and updates. Stay focused and motivated, friends. Thank you.